Sai turned quickly, clearly frustrated, and rushed toward the bathroom door. But in a hurry, his foot slipped. Before he could fall, Shankar grabbed him firmly around his waist, pulling him back against his chest. The sudden movement made Shankar's elbow hit the shower tap. A second later, cold water burst down from above. Within a second, both of them felt drenched, hair, clothes clung instantly to their skin. Neither moved, neither spoke. Water streamed down Shankar's shirt over his forehead, along his jaw. Tai's shirt turned transparent, fabric sticking to his chest. Tai's hand had grabbed Shankar's collar to steady himself. Shankar's hands were still firmly around Tai's waist. Too close, way too close. The sound of running water filled the small space, but between them there was only silence. They looked at each other, breathing uneven, chest rising and falling under the soaked fabric. Tai's figure were still twisted in Jungkook's collar. Jungkook's grip on his waist tightened slightly without him realizing. Water dripped from Tai's lashes, from Jungkook's chin, their faces inches apart. Jungkook swallowed. It was getting harder to think, harder to ignore the form beneath his palm, harder to pretend this was normal. He leaned in slightly as if drowned. Tai's eyes fluttered for a second. For a fleeting moment, his mind blurred. The closeness, the way Jungkook was holding him, the way his name almost slipped from his lips. Jungkook. He wasn't thinking clearly anymore, neither of them were. Jungkook moved closer, slowly, beats mingling just a little more, and then a loud cry echoed from outside. Papa! Both of them froze instantly, reality crashing back in. They pulled away as if shocked. Shaku stepped back first, turning off the shower quickly. Tan released its collar and stumbled a step away, heart racing for a completely different reason now. Minju's crying grew louder. Papa! The movement shuddered. Both avoided each other's eyes. Water still dripping, dripping, still uneven. I will. Tai started. I will go. Shankuk said quickly. Without another word, Shankuk stepped out of the bathroom, leaving wet footprint behind. Tai stayed there for a second longer, hand pressed against his own chest, heartbeat still out of control. What just happened? And why did it feel like something almost crossed a line? Shaku stepped out of the bathroom quickly, his heart was still unsteady. Mijun was standing near the bathroom door, tears rolling down his cheek, tiny face rubbing his eyes. The moment he saw Shankar, he ran forward. Papa! Shankar bent down immediately and picked him up, holding him close beside him, completely drenched. It's okay, he murmured softly. I'm here. Major sniffed, clenching to his neck, water loud. Shankar gently patted his back. It was just a shower, nothing scary. Tai stepped out quickly, now aware of how soaked both of them were. He avoided Shankar's eyes, focusing only on Manju. He must have gotten scared when he heard the water. Tai said softly, reaching to wipe Manju's tears. Manju looked between them suspiciously, as if trying to understand why both adults looked quietly shaken. You both wait, he observed seriously. Tai cleared his throat. Accident? Shankar nodded, sleeping. Minjun blinked. Both. Neither answering. An awkward silence followed. Tai finally spoke first. You will catch a cold. Go change, I will change him too. Jungkook hesitated for a second, then handed Minjun over carefully. Their fingers brushed again during the exchange. This time, both pulling away instantly. I will be quick. Shankar said, voice steadier now. He walked toward his room, closing the door behind him. Inside, he leaned against it for a moment. His mind replayed the scene, the closeness, the almost kiss. The way Tai had looked at him. He dragged a hand through his wet hair. This shouldn't have happened. It can't happen. Meanwhile, in the other room, Tai was clenching, changing Manjun's clothes with slightly trembling hands. Why you red? Minjun asked innocently. Minjun asked innocently. I'm not red. Tai replied too quickly. Minjun tilted his head. Papa red too. Tai puzzled. His chest tightened. He pressed a gentle kiss to Minjun's forehead to distract himself. You think too much for someone so small? A few minutes later, Shankar stepped out in fresh clothes. Tai noticed it immediately. Breakfast still on the table. Tai said quietly, Shankar nodded. I will eat. They sat on the table together, Minjun between them in the small shirt, happily munching on fruit as if nothing unusual had happened. But the air felt different now. Every accidental glance lasted for a second too long. Every silence felt louder than before. Minjun suddenly lifted his spoon dramatically. Papa and Mama fight? Both of them answered at the same time. No? Minjun narrowed his eyes suspiciously. Then he shrugged and continued eating. Jungkook cleared his throat. I will be late if I don't leave now. Tai nodded without looking at him. Drive safely. Jungkook stood for a second. It felt like he wanted to say something more, but he didn't. He walked toward the door before leaving. He glanced back once. He was wiping Minjun's mouth gently, focusing entirely on him. Jungkook watches them for a moment longer than necessary. Then he left. The door closes softly behind him, and both of them were left with thoughts they didn't know how to silence. 6 months passed quietly. No dramatic confession, no confrontation, just routine. Morning breakfast, late night dinner, Minjun's laughter filled the house. It became normal, too normal. Shankuk would come home to light already on food, warm on the table, and Minjun running toward him with excited footsteps. Papa and Daya would be there, smiling, waiting. Somehow, without planning it, they had built something that looked exactly like family. Tai stared at, noticing small things. The way Shankuk automatically reached for Minshon when he cried at night, the way he carried him even when he was exhausted, the way he listened quietly when Tai talked about random things, even after a long day at work. Sometimes, when Shankuk laughed softly at Minju's silly jokes, Tai's heart would rush. Because in those moments, he didn't just see Jungkook, he saw Jeonkook. The resemblance, the warmth, the familiarity. It felt like the past and present blending together in a way that confused him. And Jungkook, he didn't realize when he started. Maybe it was the first time Tai waited up for him. Maybe it was the way Tai always savored him, the last piece of dessert. Maybe it was the night they sat on opposite end of the couch, Minju sleeping between them, staying quietly, conversation about nothing and everything. He began to face something dangerous. When he walked into the house and smelled dinner cooking, his chest felt lighter. When Tai smiled at him, it lingered longer in his mind than it should. When Minjun called them both together, Papa, Mama, he didn't correct him anymore. Sometime late at night, Shankuk would sit in the living room alone after they were asleep. He would look around at the toys scattered on the floor, at the blanket Tai forgot to fold, and the family photo of his brother still hanging on the wall. And he would think, this feels like marriage without the wedding, without the promise, without the right to feel this way. He started looking forward to coming home more than going to work. He started memorizing the sound of Tai's footsteps, the way his voice softened when talking to Minju, the way he hummed absent-mindedly while cooking. And one evening, while watching Tai help Minjun with coloring, Jungkook felt it clearly for the first time. Love, slow, steady, deep. He had fallen in love with Tai, and that realization both worried him and terrified him. For those 6 months, Tai was no better. If anything, he was worse. He started noticing Jungkook in ways he shouldn't. The way his sleeves rolled up when he worked from home. The way his voice deepened when he was serious. The quiet smile he tried to hide at first. Tai told himself it was because of Jeonkook. They were twins. Of course, there would be similarities. Of course, sometimes Jungkook's expression would remind him of the late husband. That was normal. That was harmless. But the more he watched, more he realized something unsettling. He wasn't seeing Jeonkook. He was seeing Jungkook. The differences, the sharp edge to the personality, the distinct emotions, the way he pretended not to care but always cared the most, the way he carried responsibility like honor. Tai called himself staring sometimes a little longer than appropriate, watching Jungkook play with Minjun, watching him read document book as light brown, watching him laugh softly at something on his phone, and every time he realized it, he had been looking too long, guilt would rush in immediately. What am I doing? He would turn away quickly, busy himself with something else. It's wrong. It's inappropriate. He is my husband's brother. Sometimes he thought terrified him. What would people think if they ever find out? They would assume the worst. They would think it was because Jungkook looked like Jungkook that Tai was trying to replace one brother with another. That his love wasn't real. That it was confusion, great desperation. The idea alone made his chest tighten. He didn't want to disrespect Jungkook's memory. He didn't want to retry the past, but the more he tried to delay it, the clearer it became. When Jungkook come home late and looked exhausted, Tai felt worried. When Jungkook skipped meals, Tai got irritated. When Jungkook smiled at him unexpectedly, Tai's heartbeat stumbled. This wasn't dream, this wasn't projection. Because when Jungkook stood in front of him, he didn't see his husband. He saw a different man. A man who had stepped into their lives quietly. A man who protected Minjun Parsi. A man who tried to hide his own loneliness. And somewhere in between shared dinner and late night conversation, Tai had started falling too. And that realization scared him more than anything. Because loving her husband was natural. Loving his twin brother, that felt like crossing a line the world would never forget. So Tai kept it inside, hiding behind soft smiles, behind long conversations, behind the word family. But at night, when the house was quiet, he couldn't deny the truth anymore. His heart had already chosen, and he didn't know whether to fight it or let it happen. That night, the rain had started softly by the time Jungkook's car stopped at the driveway. It was pouring. His phone had died hours ago. He had tried to finish work quickly, thinking, "Time must be waiting." The house light were on, but something felt off. Then he saw him, standing outside the gate in the rain, completely drenched. Jungkook's heart dropped. He didn't even bother closing the car door properly. His bag slipped from his hand onto the wet ground. He ran forward. Tai? Rain soaked to his clothes within seconds. He grabbed Tai by his both arms firmly, shaking him slightly. "What the hell are you doing?" Jungkook demanded, voice raised over the sound of rain. Tai didn't respond. He just looked at him, hair plastered to his forehead, clothes clenching to his body. Jungkook's lip tightened. "I'm asking you something." His voice cracked with anger and something else. Fear? "What are you doing outside?" Still nothing, just that quiet stare. Rain ran down Tai's face like tears. Jungkook shook him again more urgently this time. "Tai, look at you! You are drenched. What are you thinking?" Tai breathed slowly like someone walking from the train. His voice came out soft and lazy. "I was waiting for you." The word hit harder than the rain. Jungkook froze for a second. "What?" "My phone was on the table." He murmured, very audible. "You didn't call. You didn't text. It lay." Another drop slipped from his lashes. "I thought maybe something happened." Jungkook angled rain it instantly, replaced by care. "You stood in the rain for that?" he asked, voice low now. Tai gave a small shrug. "I didn't notice it started raining." Tai was lying. He had noticed it. He just hadn't cared. Jungkook stared at him in disbelief. "You are insane," he muttered, but his voice was shaking without another word. He pulled Tai closer and wrapped his coat around him. "Let's go inside," Jungkook said firmly, but Tai didn't move immediately. He was still looking at him, searching his face as if contemplating something. "You are okay?" Tai asked quietly. Jungkook stared at him. "Yes, I'm okay." The rain continued pouring around them, and in that moment, neither of them felt sure what scared them more, the storm outside or the one building inside their heart. The rain grew heavier, drumming against the building, against the roof, against their racing heartbeat. They stood impossibly closer now. Jungkook's hand slowly rose to Tai's face, keeping his neck gently. His son pressured away the rain water that kept sliding down through his. It was pointless. They were both soaked already. Tai's fingers trembled slightly as they gripped Jungkook's shirt at his waist, clung the fabric as if steadying himself. Neither of them looked away. Seconds rushed, breaths mingling in the cold air, water streaming down their faces. Their lashes heavy, their chins rising and falling faster than before. Shankuk leaned closer, carefully, as if giving them enough time to step back. They didn't move. Instantly, his eyes fluttered shut, not in fear, not in confusion, but like an unspoken invitation. Shankuk's sound pounded so loudly he could barely hear the rain anymore. His fingers tightened slightly against Ty's cheek as he leaned in further, just half an inch away from Ty's lips, close enough to feel his breath, close enough to lose himself completely. And then this was wrong. Ty whispered, barely audible. Shankuk's eyes opened. The storm inside him clashed with those words, his voice breaking. Then stop me, Ty. For a heartbeat, Ty didn't move, didn't speak, didn't push him away. Instead, he stepped forward, closing the final distance between them. Their lips touching, soft at first, thunder roaring above, slicing across the sky as rain poured down harder. But neither of them pulled away. The kiss deepened slowly, not rushing, not reckless, just month of unspoken feeling, finally finding release. Ty's finger clenched tighter in Shankuk's shirt. Shankuk's hand slid from his cheek to hold him closer, as if afraid he might disappear. The word blurred around them. No past, no guilt, no fear. Just the sound of rain and the warmth of each other under the storming sky. They kissed, knowing everything had changed. The kiss didn't break. If anything, it deepened. They pulled apart only for air, for air rushing, breaths unsteady, then finding each other again like they were afraid the moment might disappear. Rain-soaked clothes clung to them as their hand tightened, fingers gripping fabric, holding on. Shankuk pulled back slightly, their lips separating with a soft, breathless sound. His chest was rising fast. Ty, please, he whispered hoarsely. Stop me, or I wouldn't be able to. Ty's hand reached over Shankuk's chest, feeling the wild heartbeat beneath his palm. His other hand slid into Shankuk's leg, her fingers tangling there. Then, don't stop. That was all it took. Shankuk exhaled sharply and pulled Ty closer against him, their bodies fitting together. He kissed him again, deeper, desperate. One soft steady unraveling at once. Without breaking the kiss, Shankuk guiding him inside. The door barely closing behind them. The house was dark except for the faint hallway light. They moved blindly, hands searching, holding, grounding each other. Shankuk led him to the room, the air heavy with the rain and tension. Ty fell back gently on the bed, pulling Shankuk down with him. Their lips still meeting again and again. No hesitation now, no distance. But beneath the urgency, there was something else. Not just desire, it was the weight of 6 months of shared dinner, of laughter, of unspoken longing. And as they pushed forward once more, faces inches apart, they knew this wasn't just a case anymore. This was a choice, and neither of them were pretending not to know it. The next morning, soft sunlight slipped through the curtains that stared first. Something warm and slightly heavy was resting on his stomach. He blinked sleepily, then smiled when he saw a tiny head of fluffy hair pressed against him. Good morning, Mako. Ty whispered softly, brushing his fingers to Minjun's hair. Minjun looked up with bright eyes, holding his little water bottle with both hands and taking a tiny sip. Mama, water? He announced it proudly. Yes, I see that. That chocolate pulling him into his arm and pressing a kiss to his cheek. You woke up before the sun again? At the sound of their voices, someone beside Ty groaning deeply. What is the loud this early? Shankuk muttered, voice thick with sleep. Ty froze. That was not the imagination. Slowly, very slowly, he turned his head, and there he was. Shankuk, sleeping right beside him. Ty's eyes widened so much they nearly popped out. But Shankuk rolled his chair off the bed with a loud crash. Minjun burst out, giggling, clapping his tiny hands. Papa fall, Papa fall. Floor. From the floor, Shankuk groaned, rubbing his head. What happened? Why are you screaming like there's a ghost? I pointed at him dramatically. What are you doing here? Shankuk blinked up at him. This is my room. Ty puzzled, looking around the family furniture. The dark blue curtain, the painting on the wall. He slowly turned it back to Shankuk. Oh, Shankuk pushed himself up, still half asleep, only for Ty's eyes to drop downward. He was only wearing boxers. Tae screamed again. Why the hell are you naked? Jungkook instantly looked down at himself. There was a beat of silence. Then Jungkook screamed too. Why are you looking? Minjun, fully entertained now, screamed along with them. All the three voices echoed in room. Jungkook quickly grabbed the blanket from the bed and wrapped it around himself defensively. This blanket is mine too, by the way. Tae huffed, picking up Minjun into his arms. You are unbelievable. Absolutely feared. Feared? Jungkook protested. You screamed first. Tae turned it toward the door, but not before. Minjun waved at Jungkook happily. Bye bye, Papa. Finally, Papa. Jungkook gasped, traitor. As Tae walked out of the room, he tried to keep his face serious. He really did, but the memory of last night flashes in his mind, the rain, the confession, the phone. A small smile clouded on his lips. Fear. He muttered again, but this time his voice was softer, like fawn. Behind him, Jungkook sat on the floor, wrapped in a blanket, thinking, did he just smile? And somewhere in the hallway, Minjun's tiny laughter echoed again. Jungkook stayed on the floor for a full minute, blanket wrapped tightly around him. This is how my morning starts? He muttered to himself. From hallway, he could hear Tae talking softly. Minjun, don't run. You will sleep. Tiny footsteps padded across the floor, following by giggles. Jungkook stood up, fixing the blanket around his waist before quickly pulling on a pair of sweatpants. He ran a hand through his messy hair and stepped out of the bathroom. In the kitchen, Tae was placing Minjun in the latest shirt. Make food for breakfast? Tae asked sweetly. Banana? Minjun declared dramatically. Banana is it? Jungkook leaned against the door, crossing his arms. So, you scream at me, call me weird, and now you are just peacefully making breakfast? Tae glanced at him briefly. You fall off the bed, that's not my fault. You screamed like I committed a crime. You were half naked. It was my rule. Jungkook defended. Minjun looked between them as well. Papa loud. Papa loud. Tae immediately softened. We are not loud, baby. Jungkook walked closer, resting his chin lightly on Tae's shoulder behind. You weren't complaining about me being naked last night. Tae choked slightly on air. Jungkook, Minjun blinked. Half naked? Nothing. Tae said quickly, turning red. Jungkook smirked, clearly enjoying this. Good morning to you too. Tae elbowed him gently. Behave. There was a buzz, a comfortable one. Jungkook looked at Tae's reflection in the kitchen window. He lay smiling. He said quietly. Tae kept slicing the banana. Did I? And? Jungkook turned softer now. Nothing. I just wanted to make sure you weren't regretting anything. Tae finally turned to face him fully. I am not. He says simply. Not teasing, not drama, just honesty. Jungkook studied his face for a moment, that nodded slowly. Minjun suddenly lifted his tiny hand. Group up. Tae laughed. See, even he knows. Jungkook stepped closer, wrapping one arm around Tae and the other around Minjun, pulling them both in. Minjun squeezed happily between them. Tae tried to act annoyed. You are squeezing us. You are welcome, Jungkook replied, but he didn't let go. And neither did Tae. For the first time that morning didn't feel awkward. It felt like the beginning of something real. Minjun raised his banana piece. Family. Tae and Jungkook looked at each other over his tiny hand. Family, Jungkook repeated softly. That day, Jungkook walked into the office with Minjun balancing on his lap. The moment the elevator door opened, every employee looked up, and in perfect unison, they whispered, "Disaster is about to happen." Jungkook narrowed his eyes at them. Minjun narrowed his eyes too, copying his father perfectly. The poor employee immediately looked down at his laptop. I didn't say anything. Jungkook walked toward his cabin like a king, entering the kingdom. Minjun, however, had other plan. The second Jungkook set him down, Minjun wiggled off. Minjun, Jungkook warned. Too late. A pen disappeared from one desk, a stapler from another. Someone's glasses were suddenly missing. Sir, one employee cried. He took my ID card again. Jungkook sighed, rubbing his temple. Minjun turned it around innocently, holding 3 random items in his tiny hand. Mine. No, not yours. After 5 minutes of returning stolen office appliances and apologizing on behalf of his son, Shaku finally managed to sit back on desk. I need coffee. He muttered and walked to the coffee machine in the corner and lifted Minjun, placing it carefully on the floor beside him. Stand here, don't move. Shaku instructed. Minjun looked up at the machine with mild fascination. Shankar pressed the button. The machine started humming. Minjun gasped dramatically. Coffee? Yes, Appa's coffee. Minjun turned it to his pen. No. I make coffee? No. I make coffee? No. I make coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Shankar tried to keep calm. You are too small. It's hard. I make it. No, Minjun. And just like that, Minjun's lower lip trembled, his face crunched, and the next second, he burst into loud, dramatic tears. I want to make coffee, he cried, echoing in the whole office. Employees was mid-typing, someone whispering, It's starting. Shagu closed his eyes slowly, holding his unfinished coffee cup, realizing the real disaster had officially begun. Minjun didn't just cry, he dramatically rolled onto the floor on the back, then his stomach, then back again. I need coffee, he wailed, tiny first hitting the carpet. Jungkook sighed deeply, already used to this level of stress. He reached into the pocket and pulled out a toffee. Emergency candy, he muttered to himself. He unwrapped it quickly and popped it into Minjun's mouth. Silence. Instant silence. Minjun sniffed once, twice, then began sucking on the toffee quietly. Jungkook finally took a peaceful sip of his coffee. Thank God. 5 seconds later, the toffee shifted to one cheek. I make coffee, Minjun repeated stubbornly. Jungkook pretended not to hear it. Another sip. Minjun's face clenched again. I make coffee. His crying doubled in volume. Outside, someone whispered. CEO sir is losing. Jungkook closed his eyes. Fine. He pulled out another toffee. Minju grabbed it and threw it dramatically across the floor. Minju. Jungkook still sat it, then face palming. Why are you like this? He bent down, lifted Minjun into his arm. Okay, you want to make coffee? We will make coffee. Minjun immediately stopped crying, blinking up at him with suspicious calmness. Jungkook grabbed another empty paper cup. He carefully placed it in Minjun's small hand, then wrapped it down and overhand around Minjun's to steady him. Don't move, Jungkook instructed. Together, they placed the cup under the machine. The machine started humming again. Minjun's eyes sparkled. It's making. He giggled, bouncing slightly and Jungkook sobbed. Yes, because I am holding you. Jungkook reminded. The coffee finished pouring. Minjun clapped excitedly. Done? Good job, Jungkook said, actually smiling. Down? Minjun demanded. Jungkook sat him down carefully on the floor. Okay, now get it, Appa. Jungkook said cautionally. No, mine. Jungkook hesitated. Minjun, it's hot. Leave. What? Leave hand. Jungkook really didn't want to, but under the intense, stubborn stare of his 3-year-old, he slowly removed his hand from around the cup. Minjun grabbed the cup with both hands. He stood there for one dramatic second. 2 seconds, Jungkook narrowed his eyes suspiciously. Minjun? And then, very slowly, Minjun tipped the cup, an entire liquid spilling onto the office floor. A brown puddle spreading near a tiny shoe. Jungkook stepped back, looked at the mess, and burst into loud laughter. Jungkook stood frozen. Silence. Outside the glass cabin, employees slowly turning their head. Jungkook rubbed his face with both hands. Face palm number 2. This is my karma. He muttered under his breath. Meanwhile, Minjun poured proudly at the spilled coffee. I make coffee. The second the coffee hit the floor, the entire office went silent. Then the whispers began. Oh no, he actually spilled it. Is that important coffee means? It is. Everyone had a perfect view of the disaster scene. Minjun stares at the brown puddle spreading across the floor like it was the most fascinating thing in the world. Oh, he said excitedly before Jungkook could react. Minjun being on his knees slightly. He was about to jump straight onto it. Jungkook's Reflex, kicked in instantly. He grabbed Minjun by the back of his shirt. Just in time. Thank God. Jungkook muttered under his breath, lifting him onto his seat. Minjun began protesting immediately. No, I jump, I jump. You will not jump in coffee, Jungkook said firmly. Minjun's face crumbled again, tears foaming dramatically. I want poodle. It's not water, it's coffee. Poodle. Employees are now pretending to work while very obviously watching. One of them whispered, CEO sir looks more tired today. Jungkook showed them a sharp glare, instant silence, carrying the crying Minjun on his lap. Yet Jungkook walked quickly back to his cabin, called the cleaning staff. He instructed one of the assistants without looking back. Yes, sir. Inside the cabin, Jungkook shut the door with his foot. Minjun continued crying loudly. Mean Papa, no jump. Jungkook adjusted him on his hip, trying to stay calm. You were about to soak your shoe in hot coffee? I want poodle. Jungkook sighed deeply, brushing his hand over Minjun's head. You are impossible. Minjun snickered, wrapping his tiny arm around Jungkook's neck dramatically. I make coffee. He mumbled between hiccups. Yes, Jungkook replied tiredly. You need it. Outside, the maid hurried to clean the mess. While the employees tried not to laugh, inside the cabin, Jungkook sat down with Minjun still clinging to him, realizing that running a company was easier than the managing his son. And the day had barely even started. That evening, when Jungkook stepped into his house with Minjun in his arms, he stopped mid-step. His parents were sitting in the living room, the horrified expression plastered on Jungkook's face, because he knows what they must be here for. His mother sat elegantly on the sofa, leg crossed. His father looked calm, too calm. Jungkook scraped on Minjun, tightening slightly. Fire the ear. Before he could say anything, Minjun wriggled in his arms and slid down. Grandpa, Grandma, he shouted happily, running toward them, his mother immediately softening. Oh, my baby! She opened her arms and Minjun climbed onto her lap. His father gave a small smile. You have grown again. Jungkook forced a polite smile. You didn't tell me you were coming. We didn't have to. His father replied evenly. Jungkook stepped forward, trying to sound casual. She pulled her collar. I would have prepared something. His mother waved it off. We were in Seoul for a mother. We thought we would visit. Jungkook shot at me slightly. Then, Steve, it's already evening. His father shook his head. We have to return to Busan tomorrow. The company can't run itself. Jungkook quickly said. Then, stay a few days. At least, Minjun will be happy. Minjun nodded. Stay. The mother exchanged a look with her husband. Then his father spoke was firm. We are not here to stay, Jungkook. A strange shade ran down Jungkook's spine. Then, why are you here? He knows exactly why they are here. His father leaned back slightly. We came to take down and Minjun with us.